Hey, everybody, Sharon here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in Dead by Daylight doing the Madhouse achievement. If you are doing this on the Windows Store version, this is going to be part of the Spark of Madness update. You are going to want to do this from the killer side. This one is going to involve the doctor. So again, if you are doing the Windows Store version, you need to make sure you pick him up from either the DLC pack or from the in-game store. This achievement is to have every single survivor on the opposite team reach Madness Tier 3 at some point during the game. For your build, for perks, you can do whatever you want. Highly recommend anything that increases your terror radius, and for add-ons, highly recommend anything that decreases the cooldown on your static blast. So once you have your setup in place, make sure you hop into the game. These, of course, are going to be optional. You can get this done with a base doctor, but it's going to take a little longer. So in order to get the achievement, you're going to have to utilize the Doctor's two special attacks. You have left trigger, which is going to be his shock therapy, and then left bumper, which is going to be his static blast. Whenever you shock a survivor, it's going to increase whatever tier of madness that they are on, and in order to get this achievement, what you have to do is you have to make sure you get everyone to tier 3 madness. Now, they don't all have to be Tier 3 Madness at the same time. The achievement is to get everyone on the opposite team to Tier 3 Madness at least once during the same game. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you try to look for your first survivor. If you are having trouble, you can use that left bumper ability to do Static Blast. It's going to emit a super big wave that is going to pretty much target anything within your terror radius, and then anyone hit by it will not only have their location revealed, but also it's going to start putting the madness on them. Then what you want to do is you want to make sure you solo out a survivor and then start chasing them. Keep hitting them with your left trigger ability, which is going to be the shock therapy, and every time you hit them, you're going to slowly advance their madness, and you want to keep hitting them until their character portrait is going to have static around it. And that's going to be the indicator of a Tier 3 Madness. So once you have that character under Tier 3 Madness, it's time to abandon the chase and then make sure you find your next survivor. So make sure you look around the map, make sure you look around the generators, and hopefully by now your static blast has recharged enough. So once it does, make sure you utilize it. So hit that left bumper button and then make sure you try to use it to locate your next survivor and also put a great deal of madness on them. And then it's time to continue the cycle of peppering them with the shock therapy until they get the static around their character portrait. So make sure you keep consistent with the chase and make sure you keep up on them at all times. It shouldn't be too bad of a chase since we are not trying to hit them, especially if we are just focused on the achievement. So if you could bait them into a loop, what you can do is you can have them loop you around, and then as they are looping you, you can hit them with the shock therapy through whatever they are trying to loop you around. And once you notice that static around their portrait, it's time to move on to the next character. You may also notice at this point in the background, the previous characters that you have gotten to Tier 3 Madness already have probably gotten rid of it. That's going to be fine as long as you got them to Tier 3 Madness at least once during the game. You should have that count towards the achievement. So just move on to the next person, and then the next person after that, and then once you had everyone in the static at least once during some point of the game, you should be good for the achievement. Also, do take advantage of spots where you can get multiple people at once. Your static blast is going to be invaluable for this, but it is going to have a very long cooldown time. So again, having any add-ons that drastically reduce the cooldown time is going to help out a bunch, and then having any perks that do increase your terror radius is also going to help, since the range of the static blast is going to be determinant on whatever your terror radius is. So make sure you do keep that in mind. And then once you manage to get all 4 of those static portraits at least once during the match, you should be good for the achievement. This one's going to be for 10 gamer score. And that's all there is to it.